Battelle Memorial Institute is a nonprofit science and technology company. We're actually the world's largest R&D nonprofit organization. We do an awful lot of work for the federal government, relying mostly on our science and engineering research work.
Pepco has fully embraced the smart grid, and what that means is we need smart workers to make the smart grid work. So more than ever, we need our workforce to be creative, they need to be problem solvers, they need to be flexible, they need to be innovative.
So at BGE, we do look for the very best talent, and we are attracting a diverse segment of the population. What we need in a new employee is someone who can demonstrate their ability to solve problems, to be creative, to analyze and find solutions, and ultimately to be good communicators.
So it's very important to us that in the communities we continue to be able to produce students who come out of school qualified to be able to fill the jobs that we're going to have. As I think about what that means and what that's going to mean 15, 20 years in the future, students are going to need increasing levels of technical savvy. Our grid is becoming smarter, that wherever you work at the company, those skills are going to become more important. Creativity, the ability to solve problems, school's ability to increase the ability of students to communicate, all those are going to be important, both to our workforce and our success as a company as well.
Well, naturally, as a science and technology organization, we really need people with some strong science skills. Math, engineering, computer science in particular is an emerging area. We also have a lot of folks in the laboratory sciences, a lot of younger and older researchers working in the biological and chemical areas. So those are important areas for us. However, as much as we need people with strong science and engineering backgrounds, we really need people who can write and speak well too. It's so important that people can communicate well.
The fact is there has been an honesty gap, if you think about it. We have been saying to children and families, students are making high scores and they're prepared, and yet we've seen a lot of students come to college not prepared, needing additional work in reading, in mathematics. And so what will happen now is that we'll get a clearer understanding of exactly what students know.
Unfortunately, there are some gaps in both the skills and the types of folks that are coming to us trying to look for jobs, or the areas that we are trying to recruit candidates for. Computer science and cybersecurity continues to rise as an important need, and I don't see that dissipating anytime soon, and getting well-qualified American candidates to work in national security and work in those important cybersecurity and computational areas is really, I think, something that we don't see enough of.
We, like a lot of companies, are very challenged to make sure that we find the right workers to come into our workforce. That's one of the reasons that Pepco's been involved in the Maryland Business Roundtable for Education for 25 years. Is we know that as a business community, we need to be partnering with the educational community and the local communities to be continuing to drive strong accountability in the schools, rigorous assessments, of which PARC we believe are part of that, to continue to raise the bar.
We're going to be looking for candidates who are well-rounded, who have a diverse understanding of the problems that face our system from a technical standpoint, that face the company from an economics and financing standpoint, and who are also well developed in terms of their social skills, their interactions with others. We're very close to our community and our customers, and we need people who bring the whole package to the job place.
So I think what would be wonderful is if we could see more students leaving Maryland high schools, going on to either vocational or science and engineering programs, or even policy-oriented science policy, health policy. The policy can't be entirely ignored on this as much as we need hard science. Really getting students coming out of high school interested in those different areas that we can keep in this great state.
How well they can read, how well they can compute, how well they can solve problems, the level of their critical thinking skills. And so the first part of this period may be one in which we see that scores are lower. But that's okay. We simply need to know how students are doing so we can determine what else needs to be done to make sure they are prepared. The fact is that there are about 100,000 jobs we're predicting in the state that will go unfilled unless we have qualified people. And so when I'm talking to parents of elementary, middle, or high school students, and when colleagues at UMBC will talk with these people, what they say to families is this, that you want to work with your teachers in helping children to be the best readers they can be, and learning how to write well, how to solve problems, how to have the state of mind that will understand that the harder they work, the better they will do. It's what we call at UMBC grit. This is giving students a chance to understand how you keep focused on the task. And most important, this assessment will give us a chance to be competitive with the rest of the world.